we heard you guys. Naive Canadians here thinking we can just make a Borussia Dortmund channel with a red logo. It's shame on us. We misread that. We should have known that yellow is the heart of Borussia Dortmund. I wanted to show you guys that. We're rocking the nice yellow jersey here. And with that, we decided to look at a little rebrand because we were told quite a few times that the red logo just wasn't suiting the channel. And you know what? I agree. We misjudged that. So with that, we've rebranded our logo for JJD TV. Check it out. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to JJD TV. I'm your host, Josh, and we're back, and we got a brand new logo. Look at that. Looks good, right? Isn't it? We wanted to rebrand here because we knew that the red wasn't going too well with the channel. So with that, we brought the yellow back into our logo, and we kept a little bit of the red and white just to show our Canadian roots. But enough with our little rebrand. We hope you guys like it. We're going to get in to talk about the 5 takeaways between Borussia Dortmund's 2 exhibition games between Paderborn as well as Bochum. So, taking a look, jumping right in at the first takeaway I took from watching the game. Wasn't a lot of positivity, but the one positive note I found was Emmanuel Frey. And Emmanuel Frey is, from what I've seen so far, he's a very talented young 19-year-old from Holland. I didn't know too much about him, honestly, before this year, but after taking a look at him in preseason, he looks pretty good. He started out on both wings earlier in the first exhibition game he played, and he played more central. He played as a number 10 in this game, and I thought he was pretty sensational. He had good touches on the ball, he had good vision, he obviously got the goal, and he's been a real highlight. It just kind of shows the depth that players can kind of just come out of nowhere in Borussia Dortmund and get in the team and put in some good shows. So, I mean, I want to give him a big thumbs up and hoping to see a little bit more of him in the upcoming season, and I don't see any reason why he can't get some minutes. Taking a look at our second takeaway, kind of a middle thumb, not really the thumbs up of Emmanuel Frey. We're going to look at Mats Hummels. Hummels got the medium thumbs up just because he obviously had a very well taken goal, but he is kind of giving me question marks, as you guys would have seen in my other video when I talked about the best formation, and that's when I was just talking about a single off game. I wasn't talking about the formation we're going to be running in, night out. But Mats Hummels, I know he plays a lot better with a 3-back formation, with having either a Kanji or Piszczek or Zagadou on each side of him, because he likes to play out with the ball. And I've just noticed more when he plays in a 4-back formation, he isn't quite able to do that because he's obviously a little nervous about turning the ball over. Because he's, as you guys know, Mats Hummels is one of the best ball-moving defensemen in the world, honestly. He's fantastic, the way he can pick out a pass from that. But being able to step out of the back and knowing that you have 2 central defenders on each side of you gives you a lot more ability to be able to do that and do what he's best at. So it's going to be curious to see what Lucien Favre does with the lineup. But watching Mats Hummels, I mean, he didn't look bad, but he didn't look overly comfortable in that back four, just because he's getting up there in age and losing a bit of pace. And I think that maybe moving back to that 3-back is going to be the best for him. Taking a look at our third takeaway, gets another thumbs down, and unfortunately that is Emre Can. I feel bad now because we've had him appear on here with 2 thumbs downs, but he is just not playing well in the center back position. He is, in my opinion, a central defensive midfielder, but he can, in my also opinion, he can play in a back 3 formation. If he had potentially Piszczek, Can, and then Hummels in the middle, he can play like that because he does like playing out from the back as well. He's ideally, if Hummels isn't playing, he's playing in the center of the 3 and then having Zagadou or a Kanji on the side, because he, as Hummels does, likes to step out, make a pass, and play out from the back. And if you saw when they played in the 4-back formation, he stepped out with the ball, turned it over, and ended up in the back of our net. He's not playing well at all in the 4-back formation, and I got a little bit of stick when I included him in our best 11 over Thomas Delaney, but I think he needs to get moved up the field. He needs to play in that center defensive midfielder position, because I can't see him continually, especially if Favre is going to rock the back 4, sticking in it, because these are second division teams and they're walking through us. So that is a poor take there on Emre Can, and he's going to get a thumbs down. Looking at our fourth takeaway, It is another unfortunate thumbs down, and it's going to Roman Bürki. This probably seems a little harsh. I don't think Roman Bürki played overly bad in the game. I'm not going to pretend I'm a fantastic goalie analyzer of it, but as a lot of Dortmund fans would know, Roman Bürki isn't always the most consistent goalie when it comes to that. And the goal I saw him concede, the commentator didn't think it was a bad goal, but his positioning seemed a little bit off. It looked like he was getting ready to turn, and I just think that he needs to get a little more into the game. I mean, Roman Bürki he's a very loud voice in the dressing room. We know that, especially if you watched the documentary on Dortmund, but he just has those inconsistent performances, and it's not really a big thumbs down in general for completely the way he's played. It's just he needs to be able to take his game to the next level for the upcoming season for us to have any chance, because when we concede a goal like that, it's just drains the team. And if obviously Marwin Hitz didn't have any better of a game, so the goaltending situation obviously isn't the most ideal for us, but I'm hoping Roman Bürki can get his head back in the game. He can come off with a good season, because I do believe he's a very good goaltender, but he just needs to find that little bit of consistency to his game to be able to play it week in, week out, and be successful for us at Dortmund. And looking at our fifth and final takeaway is the formation. And again, this one's getting the thumbs down. I personally, my favorite formation in general to watch is the 4-2-3-1. I think the 4-2-3-1 is a very balanced formation. It's definitely Lucien Favre's favorite position. He wanted to implement it here when he came to Dortmund. He did. Marco Reus obviously thrives off of playing in that number 10 position, but it's tough, because the best I've seen our team play is when they play in the 3-4-3 formation. We got in a lot of trouble last year playing in the 4-2-3-1. We all know that. We didn't find any type of consistency until we made that switch, and Favre was very against making that switch because he just doesn't like playing that way. But the personnel that we had with Hakimi, Guerrero, Hummels through the middle, that was the formation we have. I believe Thomas Meunier can take on Hakimi's position. I think he's better in the right back position, but I think he can play as a wing back, and that might be something we need to take a look into. The fans are definitely screaming for it on Twitter. That's no question about that. And I think to get the best out of potentially Hummels or Chan is to have them playing in either the center midfield for Chan, or potentially in that back three if Hummels isn't in, or Hummels playing the center of the back three with obviously Guerrero on the wing and Meunier on the other one. And unfortunately though, that's an awkward position, is if Marco Reus is healthy, where do you play him? Because he's not going to be playing over Sancho. I don't think he'll be starting over potentially Hazard or Brandt, because I don't think Reus has quite the legs anymore to play on a winger position. I think he wants the ball through the middle, and I don't think he's going to play as a center mid. So it's a lot of debate and a lot for Lucien Favre to think about, because, I mean, if he doesn't get it right and he's trying to turn back into the 4-2-3-1, it's going to cause a lot of problems if things don't start going our way and we get conceding goals from the back. So, I mean, it was a poor performance. Our boy Kron here stayed up to almost 3 in the morning watching the game, and wasn't a wonderful game to watch. We tied a second division team and then lost to one. I don't want to overreact because it's an exhibition game. We didn't obviously play our full team, but it was still a poor showing overall. So, I mean, this isn't a very positive 5 takeaways, but there's definitely a lot to learn on. We have another game coming up against Sparta in the Eredivisie, and I'm hoping for a better showing. I'm hoping for more of a solid starting 11 who we know is going to be on the team, and really get some confidence going before we go into our cup game against Duisburg. So with that, guys, comes the end of our 5 takeaways. If you forgot, run on over to our Holo Gear video. We'll attach it on the screen for you guys. We're running a contest, and we're going to be announcing the winner after the Super Cup game against Bayern Munich, one of the two. And until then, guys, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe if you're new around here, and we'll see you next time.